someone wearing a MAGA hat represents more than someone being attacked for the color of their skin. When you wear a MAGA hat, you are saying you represent a specific person who does not represent you, who is going against you. So wearing the hat and being the color of your skin and being attacked for the difference, and those two things are completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there a worldview attached to being black? Because if you're saying that someone getting attacked for wearing a MAGA hat is because of what they represent, so
yes.
What does being a black person represent? Because you're saying that MAGA doesn't represent you. So what is the black experience? Can you describe it to me?
Well, I know the black experience for me. Now, the difference between what the black experience is for someone who is actually black and what the black experience is perceived to be by the white people who are oppressing us is completely different.
How are white people oppressing you?
Systematically,
what do you mean?
Representatively,
again, what way specifically?
Financially, economically, and it's kind of it's woven into everything that we have as a society. It's too far. It's into Constitution. It's in everything. We are systematically oppressed in every single way in this country.
You specifically, how are you being oppressed by white people right now?
Okay, let me answer. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So,
I had to bring out the shirt. I had to rock Thomas Sowell. And if you don't know who Thomas Sowell is, you need to look him up. This guy is a legend. He was one of the figures that opened up my eyes when I was going through my political awakening and leaving the radical left. And I want to read you a quote from him. This is one of my favorite quotes, and it says, "One of the painful signs of years of dumbed-down education is how many people are unable to make a coherent argument. They can vent their emotions, question other people's motives, make bold assertions, repeat slogans, anything except reason." And my goodness, that interaction was a perfect illustration of this Thomas Sowell quote, because this girl is going to school, University of Irvine, California, probably paying lots of money to be there, or maybe, I don't know, student loans, whatever, scholarship. I doubt it was a scholarship. But I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, how can you sit there and argue with someone, and when you're asked a very simple question, you walk away? And this is what happens when you confront someone with all of their slogans and their rhetoric and their talking points. When you confront them in a very simple manner, they don't have anything. There's no argument, because they've never been taught to think. They've been taught what to think. And this is a perfect example of that, because, I'm not a history buff. Like I said, I really only started being more aware to politics and culture and history since like 2020, so like the last 5 years, because I felt as though I needed to, because there was a lot of things that just wasn't making sense in the world. But I'm not a big reader, and so I'm not very knowledgeable on a lot of topics. But what someone can't take away from you is your testimony, because that's you, right? And so an honest question, if you're saying that you as a black woman are being oppressed by white people, give me an example, a specific example. Can you tell me how you're being oppressed? Nothing, silent, just walk away. And for added context, this woman came up to the mic. She cut the line, by the way. And it's so funny, because earlier in the conversation, we were arguing about this concept of black privilege, and everyone was saying, there's no such thing as black privilege. Here comes the black lady in the bonnet, just cuts the line, and no one says anything to her. But she came up to the mic after my friend Brandon had made the statement that it is more dangerous for people to walk around with red MAGA hats than it is for a black person to walk around in America. And the crowd lost it.
I promise you, people wearing red MAGA hats are in way more danger than black people are in this country.
Okay, so...
I promise you.
All right, Bob.
He's totally right. Because, again, we were sitting on that campus, and I don't know if you guys can tell by this video, but it was a very big crowd. It was getting pretty big, pretty hostile. And if you were to put a bunch of Trump supporters in red MAGA hats and let them walk the grounds on that college campus, they're going to get a way different interaction from people than if you were just a regular old black person walking down the street. And he's totally right about that. But she took issue with that statement, and so she came up to the mic. And of course, because a lot of black folks think that they have monopoly over the black conversation, so I grabbed the mic from Brandon. Sorry, Brandon, because I'm just not having any of it. I am not having any more of this nonsense. If you're saying all of this stuff, then I need you to substantiate your claims instead of just assuming I'm going to take it at face value, okay? Tell me how specifically you are being oppressed by white people in America today. Tell me. And you can't. And actually, while we were there, when we were done with this particular panel, we were all, this always tends to happen whenever I go on tour with the Walkaway campaign. After these events are done and when, you know, we shut down the cameras, we're taking up all our equipment, I tend to get swarmed by all the black students for some strange reason. They want to come and talk to me more. But yeah, so I got swarmed, and this, I don't think this was actually caught on camera, but there was this black student and he was just like, you know, how can you say there's no systemic racism? You know, I deal with systemic racism all day of my life. And I asked him to give me an example, and I kid you not, guys, he told me that he has to drive 3 hours to work every day. And that was his reasoning for how he deals with systemic racism. I said, okay, so traffic, you're saying traffic is racist, is what I can't, oh my goodness. I never went to college, by the way. I never went to college. I'm actually a high school dropout. I got my GED, and I had mentioned this to some of the students, and they started laughing at me. And I just don't see what's funny, because I can hold a conversation, I can think critically, I can entertain different ideas and different opinions and formulate a conclusion instead of losing it at the slightest difference in opinion, and then you just walking away when you have nothing else to validate your statements, you know? And, you know, I'm so grateful, actually. I am so grateful I know it's good to stay in school, but we can see the fruits of government-funded education. We see it right in front of us. If you're not being discipled at home, you're gonna be discipled when you get to school.
One second, I'm gonna finish up this.
The white savior has arrived.
That's not the win you think it is.
Because, yeah, I mean,
Imagine putting yourself in debt to be in school, and this is the extent of your intellectual exercise.
Oh, and by the way, what does the bonnet say about your beliefs? You guys are so funny. I didn't even think about that when I was having this conversation with her, but my comment section on Instagram is just flooded with the same statement. What about her bonnet? What does the bonnet say? Oh my goodness. The bonnet articulates culture, okay? It's about the culture, something you would know nothing about. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about this particular clip. You can watch the full, I guess, debate, if you will. I don't know. This was our first day in California for this particular tour. I was there for 10 days straight. We went to a variety of different college campuses. And this was our first day, so I was still kind of warming up a little bit and sort of getting into the groove of it. But if you want to watch the full video, it's on the Walkaway YouTube channel. Please go over there, hit subscribe, support Brandon and what he does, because I think there's a big value to waking people up from the lives of the radical left, the lies of the radical left. Not the lives, the lies. I can't talk. Okay, I need more water. Water break. You gotta hydrate, okay? You need to hydrate. It's good for you. Anyways, yeah, go check out that video. Tell them Gothix sent you. And whenever we get more clips and whatnot, I'll be sure to share them with all of you. My name is Vanessa. You may know me as Gothix, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.